Hey guys, it's Nate, aka TheFutAccountant. Welcome back to the channel. It is always nice when EA give us free things, and it's even better when those things upgrade. That's exactly what EA just did for the first time this year in FC26, and I don't think many of us were expecting it, which made the whole thing with the classic 11 heroes even better. We're going to talk about those cards today and how they upgrade later on during Team of the Year and how everybody gets them, and a lot of people are using them in their teams right now. As expected though, with this Unbreakables promo, we did see some very good Evo content. We're going to look at that, the Evos that are still upcoming of course, and look over some of the other content dropped yesterday, including a very good live event objective with some really good Evos and packs. But it's all this content and what's coming next week still that has me a little worried about the market. We're going to talk about that and look forward to what content we have coming out today on Saturday as well. If you're excited for the video, drop a thumbs up on it, hype the video, and subscribe if you are new. Now, the first thing I want to cover in today's video is a question that a lot of you guys were asking me about the whole new music hub thing that's in the game. If you don't want that little pop-up to happen every single time a new song comes on in-game, go into the settings tab on Ultimate Team, go down to audio, and turn this music Chiron, I believe it's called, off. You will still have the music little green things moving down to the equalizer, which actually you can turn that off as well if you hold R1 and then like select or disable each and every one of these single songs. Then you won't have that. But that's a thing that kind of EA added yesterday. They just tweeted about it as well, and most of the comments underneath it, as I was feeling as well when I saw that, I was kind of annoyed to have that little pop-up there. So that is how you can turn off the pop-ups and how you can actually make all of that go away. Now, if you listen to the music, it is kind of cool to look at the album cover and the artwork and stuff like that, if that's interesting to you at all. But that's how you disable it, just to make your life maybe a little bit easier and less annoying inside of the menus. Now, let's go over yesterday's Unbreakables promo content, starting off with the objectives, where we had a nice league release. Now, there's the daily play objective for playing 5 games each and every day. You don't have to do this every day. This is definitely not a must do, but if you do want to get 5 games in, you do get a couple of nice packs, an 80, 81, and 82 by 3, plus an 83 plus player pack as the group reward. But it's all about playing this league over the next week, scoring in 10 separate matches, winning 10, score 10 goals with an Unbreakables player, score 1 goal in 15 separate matches, and assist 15 goals, right? Those are not the easiest objectives to get done, but it's not that difficult. And for these packs, an 81 times 11, an 83 by 7, the pumping iron Evo, and an 82 by 10, you've also got an 84-5 and an 85 by 2 with the group reward of an 86 by 2. Those are very good packs. And the Evos are the Flash evolutions. This is Fast Feet, which is the dribbling Evo. Boost the dribbling +7 up to 88, gives the rapid base playstyle, maximum overall 85 rated card there for the group reward. And then the other pumping iron Evo inside of here is the physical boost, max 85 rated, and it gives bruiser base playstyle +7 to the physical stat. So those are 2 of the Flash Evos that are in objectives. It is very worth playing this live event. The only requirements that you have to abide by when you're playing in this league under the live events tab is you have to have maximum 1 89 rated player in your squad, and you have to have an Unbreakables card in your squad as well. Now, they give you a Cazorla, a Santi Cazorla card from that objective for a timed loan. So if you don't have one, or I did the Dempsey SBC, so I have one already, but if you do not have one, all you have to do is score a goal and you get that because they do give you the card from this first objective. So that is very nice. Very good rewards in here though. Must complete for sure during the next week of this Unbreakables promo. Now, the other objective content we had yesterday was the Georgi Minongu objective here, which is kind of just an MLS objective, but there's a lot of SP involved here. 1,000 for completing the group objective and another 1,500 for scoring 12 goals and assisting 6 goals, along with the Acosta card that you get here as well. I've got 6 of these, or 4 of these done of the 6 already by using the Clint Dempsey SBC card. You've got a work hard, pass hard Evo, which I actually didn't see earlier. Max 85 overall, gives relentless and ping, so maybe not the best, but you know what? That could be usable. It's repeatable 3 times as well. That's interesting, but that is probably most useful for most people with the SP that is given out there. Now, let's go and talk about the evolutions that we had yesterday, because that center attacking mid Evo is very good, as it was leaked. It's 40,000 coins. It's called the Little Magician. Max 85 with max 88 pace, max 3 position. So the leaks were spot on in this in terms of the rewards. You get Tiki Taka base, technical, incisive, intercept, and then the base Tiki Taka upgrades to the Playstyle Plus, which is actually a bit of a problem on some of these cards because since the max number of playstyles is 6, there are a lot of cards that get the base Tiki Taka playstyle. They get to 6 playstyles before they get to intercept, so they don't get intercept, but then they get Tiki Taka Plus at the end, overriding the Tiki Taka base, which then leaves the slot open for the intercept where it feels like it should be there. That's the unfortunate part about this. It's too bad that Tiki Taka Plus isn't given right after Tiki Taka base so that all the other playstyles will still be added onto the card. Like, that is one of the unfortunate things about this evo. Now, I will say, you can use, like, if you still have an intercept base evolution like I do here in the rewards section of your evolutions, you could put that on a card first. You still might end up losing a playstyle. Just basically look through the combinations and double check that the card that you're wanting to evo gets all the playstyles you want it to get and that it possibly can get, because this is a very good evo for the stat boost. Like, you're going up to 89 or 90 passing, 88 or 89 dribbling as well, even get a defense and physical boost. It is a very, very solid evolution. What I notice is you want to try to have a player who's got really high defense and physical stats if you want to use this player as more of a box-to-box or a DM like Zakaria, or you want to try to find somebody who's got very good pace and shooting above 84 and pace above 82, because that's what it'll boost you to through this evolution. But if you have somebody who's got higher stats than that to begin with, like Wanyeri has got 87 pace, then he obviously is above that, so that makes his card look even better. So that's one thing to consider when it comes down to these chains. And also, before putting somebody into the Little Magician evo here, consider some of the flash evos, as we call them, the small boosts with only the +1 overalls that are a part of these evo chains as well. Like, take a look at this Shuameni. Does he just go straight in? No, he gets boosted, right? He goes into the Wake Up evolution, which is the next evo that we need to talk about because it is brand new. This is one of those flash evos as well. There's 4 of them, right? We've had the physical, we've had the shooting released. Sorry, we've had the physical, we've had the dribbling, and then this one is passing and defending. We're still waiting for the shooting evo. We hope that that will be released today, so watch out for that one. But this one gives the Anticipate base playstyle first, and then it gives ping pass base, and it gives some nice defensive and passing upgrades there for the cards, which is why the Shuameni gets boosted up so high into defense before you put him into the Little Magician evolution, making this card even better and giving him some very, very nice play styles, and of course getting the Tiki Taka Plus for a CDM/CM. That is a very, very good card right there. If you have his item, look at this. I just saw this evolution minutes ago. The Lee Kang-in card from that objective a little while back. The Continental objective. He goes into Wake Up and then Skill Moves Master, then into the Little Magician. 5-star, 5-star. He's got to Anticipate, Technical, Inventive. Maybe the playstyles aren't the most insane. They're intriguing. But for a center mid, those are some really nuts stats. But Conte, Pogba chain right there. There's the Wanyeri, Thuram, Lewis Skelly, Mainu, Gravenberch. This Evo is really creating some insane cards. And as expected, it is crashing prices. Remember yesterday when I said, guys, please sell your Reinders and your De Jongs. Reinders went from 390K to 270,000 coins. Now he's back up a little bit. Let's refresh the price to see. Yeah, he's back up to like 300K, but still, that is a huge drop off on his card there. Even some more like cheaper center attacking mid type of cards. Look at Mateus Cunha, 5-star skills, 4-star weak foot, right? A lot of hype from this last promo. 73,000 coins. All the way down to 53K where he is now. That's what we were saying yesterday when we were looking at the market on the stream and looking at the content. I was staying away from center mids and cams, and that would be something I'd still try to stay away from, although those cards could actually rebound just a little bit as we head out of the major panic of those being impacted by the evolution dropped yesterday. But I'd probably be careful with those for sure. Now, SBC content yesterday was not that crazy, but there's one gem of an SBC in my opinion. First off, we had the Igor Thiago Player of the Month with the Enforcer Plus. I mean, maybe if you like Enforcer Plus, you're doing this one. He does have decent playstyles apart from that. 4-star, 4-star. He's 68K to complete. But for most of us, unless we're Brentford fans or Brazilian maybe, probably skipping that one. We also had a new Team of the Week pack yesterday and an Unbreakables challenge, which is there. And we have 2 player SBCs to look over. The first is Sebastian Haller. what a man, right? The low driven plus, 90 shooting, 84 dribbling, 88 physical. I mean, he's got the advanced forward and the target forward with Tiki Taka. I mean, that's nice. First touch game changer. That's nice as well. He's very cheap. He's only 26,000 coins to get done, an 83 and 84 rated squad. I think that is a cheap SBC. So GG's EA for giving him a card that is kind of cool for all that he's been through. And honestly, love the price being so cheap there. I still might skip it, but I think that's a great price. The other SBC yesterday was an insta complete for me, and it is the USA man himself, Clint Dempsey. This might be the best Clint Dempsey card that we have ever had. It's an 85 in a team of the week in an 86 rated squad. And right now, it's about 50-50 on the votes. I had to put a thumbs up in there to try to sway it positively. 58,000 coins for a card with literally it's Claudia Pina playstyles right here, guys, on this card. Sure, he doesn't have low driven or finesse plus, but he's got finesse, low driven, incisive, tiki-taka, first touch, and then the tech plus. He's not going to be as good as Claudia Pina, but for 58,000 coins, 4-star, he's got a footbin meta rating of 91.6. This is a really fun card in game for such a cheap price. I put a marksman chemistry style on him. He actually does not become lengthy. Again, this is one of the issues. EA said at the beginning of the year that they had a certain threshold for cards to be made lengthy or controlled, but then the actual calculation in game is different. By EA's definition on their posts on their pitch notes earlier in the year, this card, since he's 185 centimeters tall, should be able to go lengthy, but unfortunately he does not in game. It's not the website's fault, it's EA's fault, because they do not have it calculating accurately in game, and it's been that way since the beginning of the year. If you guys remember, we talked about this a lot with the flashback, or sorry, not flashback, but the Scream Benzema card. That card should be able to go lengthy because he's also, I think, 185 centimeters as well. EA's website says 183, but unfortunately in game it must be more than that because that's not how it's calculating. I digress. This is still a very good card on an engine chemistry style or whatever chem style you want to put on him, and he's just fun. He's just fun to use. So for 58K, unless you're just saving all of your packs for what is upcoming with the next week big promo of Winter Wildcards, I think that's a fair shout. Absolutely go ahead and do that. But that Dempsey card is very, very fun to use, and it would just at least be a fun card to try. Now, the real story from yesterday, guys, is we finally found out what these Classic 11 heroes were. We found out fast, and it was a big surprise. The first free card drop of the year. If you guys weren't in the stream yesterday, we were able to pack ourselves Guti, and I'm actually very happy with this because he has great playstyles. So far in game, he's been very solid. He's a bit of not a truck, but just, he's kind of tall, 6'1", so it's a little harder for him to turn, and I wish that he had a 4-star weak foot, but he's already got 4 assists and 2 goals in 5 matches of Weekend League from a center mid position. I'm playing him as a deep line playmaker plus as a center mid as well. He's a really, really good card, but yesterday we logged in, and we learned that these cards were given out for free. Basically, you log into console and you get a Classic 11 hero pack, which includes one of these 11 players in it. And honestly, these cards EA did a good job with. They made some cards that were really not that usable, like Papin and Viali, pretty usable. And they also made some pretty big heroes like Matuidi and company even better than their base version, specifically for Matuidi. I think Matuidi is the best card that you can get out of this pack with the Tiki Taka Plus, Incisive Pinged. He still has Intercept, Press Proven, and Relentless. He only has 1 Roll Plus Plus, but still, that is a nuts card. And I think plus 11 passing is an upgrade for sure over his base hero. -1 pace and -1 defending, but it's you don't care, right? Look at the meta rating there, 90.8. This one, 88.0. This is just fun, right? It was fun because these cards we got for free. Maybe it doesn't go straight into your main squad and you're just trying it out because you want to try out a new card, which is very fair. But that's the part of this that is fun. It was not expected. The leakers didn't say a word about this. We had no idea that we were going to be getting these cards for free. That's what made it so much fun. There was no expectation of getting free cards. We didn't know what to expect. All of a sudden, this happens. And it's just fun, right? It's fun to get free stuff, and it's fun to get free stuff that upgrades in the future as well, because as you see here on this little card design, they start off as regular Classic 11 heroes, and then during Team of the Year, they are going to upgrade to Team of the Year honorable mention heroes to transform heroic moments, or capture heroic moments that defined their career. It's a one-time special upgrade, so we'll be very curious to know how these cards will upgrade. But honestly, That was just fun. And they are all very usable cards. Like, I even take a look at Tim Howard. I kind of wanted to pack this card, even though I have Oliver Kahn as my goalkeeper. Like, this Tim Howard, compared to his base version, they added 2 playstyles. They gave him Far Reach Plus, which is the best one in the game. Like, honestly, are there any L's with this? There's probably like two or maybe 3 L's, you could say, from these players. Maybe Mario Gomez because power shot, and Vialli. But Vialli has 89 pace and he has game changer. That's not that bad. Popin has low driven and 89 shooting. That's not that bad. It's at least usable, right? Forlan with the finesse is good. Marquisio, Zé Roberto, Kuhl. You know those guys are good in game. They always are. Company has the best dynamic image, though. I kind of wanted that card. That would have been pretty sick. But let me know in the comments what you guys got and what you think of this, because I just think it was so cool that it was a surprise. It was a free drop, and these cards get upgraded in the future. We may only use them for a week or two, but then in a month, they're going to become hopefully pretty hype again and with Team of the Year. And that card design was pretty sick too. Speaking of Team of the Year card designs, we do have one to look at a little bit later on in the video. Now, I want to take a look at the Unbreakables content from yesterday, the last thing, which is the promo team. These cards, as expected, are pretty rare. Now, they are pretty unique as well. Bukayo Saka right now. This is a card that a lot of people want to use. Look at those play styles. EA did a good job of making some of these players that are maybe not usable with their base gold versions or other promos that they have. They did a good job of making these pretty usable. Saka got a better playstyle plus, a big pace, and a big shooting boost. Of course, you've got the Santi Cazorla. You've got a Sadio Mane. You got a Luka Modric that looks just awesome. A 94.2 meta rating with the Tiki Taka Plus and all of his other passing playstyles that he's got. Eriksen, bro, I need to pack this card. What a card for Christian Eriksen. That is actually pretty sick. One thing I just noticed as well is some of these cards have additional information and stories. Like for Saka, it says after missing the decisive penalty in the Euro 2020 final, you know, he got the abuse. Undeterred and unbroken, he grew into one of the world's most consistent performers and brightest characters. He's buried penalty after penalty. Not all the cards have this. I was actually looking for Christian Eriksen to see if he had one, because this would be the most epic write-up yet. But he does not have one the last time that I checked. I don't know if they're adding these in as they go, but I think that's a very interesting and unique part of this Unbreakables promo. Like, that's kind of the concept of it. Players that have kind of fought through something, whatever it may be, small or big. So I think that's pretty cool that that's a part of the promo there. But in general, with these promo cards, you know, I know a lot of people don't find a lot of hype in these, besides maybe a few cards that personally for you, you're most interested in. And for that reason, and for the number of packs that are still being saved and that were not opened yesterday because it's this promo and not winter wild cards yet, I would be very careful holding on to these cards. I do believe that they will drop in value today. You could have a few rises in price, but even like, I'm fully liquid right now. I am not trading really with any of these cards into today. I don't plan on buying one and holding it into the early hours of today, even unless I get like a crazy snipe and I can quick flip it like right away. I don't want to risk it on these cards, because I think the same thing is going to happen that happened with the Joga Benitos last week. Those cards rose up, or at least maintained their price early Saturday. Then they dropped off pretty hard. Go look at a player's graph from last week's Joga Benito team. Like, I just forgot who it was. I was thinking of this earlier. Cole Palmer. Cole Palmer's price tanked last week. Crazy on Saturday. So I think that could happen to some of these. Some of the icons probably going to happen to as well. You know, try a card out if you want to try it out, but just do not hold these cards too long into today on Saturday, as they should drop. Now, let's talk about the rest of the market. And technically another part of content yesterday was the primetime player upgrades. My Javi Simons got pinged pass and press proven. That card looks even better. Now, Lamine Yamal may have got one of the best upgrades out of all of the primetime upgrades. He got pinged and Tiki Taka, and this card is up like crazy in value. He was 1.1 mil, 1.2 mil. Now he's 1.5 million coins. But look at the state of this card with all the play styles after he got those boosts. A lot of these players are still maintaining their value, actually. If you take a look, especially at the Thunderstruck cards, because those were upgraded yesterday as well. Friday morning, big upgrade time. That's kind of what we're going to become accustomed to each week. We've got more games today for players that have Thunderstrucks, of course. So we'll be watching next week on Friday for more upgrades for those. But, you know, go and look around the market. Like, again, a lot of the Thunderstruck cards did not drop that much, especially if they were defenders or attackers. Of course, midfielders did get cooked. Like, look at Rodri. Rodri was 1.2 mil. Now he's only 1.05, or at least he's been under or around 1.1 mil most of the day. Yesterday, Jude Bellingham is down in price there. Shalhanoglu is down, even though he got an upgrade. Conte dropped off a cliff. He was over 300,000 coins, and he was just under he was 250. Under 250k, kind of rebounding back just a bit. But center mids got cooked as expected because of the good evolutions. But still, I believe for some of these cards, even some of these I club stocked. Like, I bought a Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang last week, or even a week and a half ago, because these are about to go out of packs. Now, of course, they play tomorrow against Monaco, but like, he's already up, I think, 10k from where I bought him at, or somewhat close to 10k from there. Yeah, I bought him like 35. He's like 40, 41. So he hasn't moved a whole lot yet. But others of these cards that have moved up a good bit, like Tapsoba. Tapsoba was a card that I bought for 10,000 coins. He was like, guys, you got to club stock this card, right? He hasn't even got upgrades yet, but maybe in the next couple of weeks he could get some. And, you know, for those cards, they're probably okay to hold on to. But even then, I don't know, like doubling my money on this card from 11k, almost doubling, to 20,000 coins. I don't know, something in me just wants to be safe in this market right now, even if the card has some upgrades left to go. If you take a look at prices on the market at the moment, some stuff is down. Definitely the midfielders are down the most, but it's really the drops that I think will happen later today, tomorrow, and then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, because kind of think of this similarly to Black Friday in a sense, where you're going to have a lot of hype that builds up for what is happening in a week from now with winter wildcards. It always brings a lot of hype. It's a huge promo. It's a marquee promo. There's going to be so many parts of it that'll be really interesting and good content-wise. We could have true Flash evolutions once again. We're going to have daily player SBCs, hopefully, as a part of it as well. We'll see what EA do different this year with maybe live events and tournaments, of course, but I just feel like it's a good time to be safe. I think you still have time to sell. Like a guy like Ousmane Dembele, he was and is 520k right now. He was up to 570 at one point yesterday. Maybe you see a little bit of a rise earlier today on Saturday for a little bit, but then I think you see some drop-offs. I just think it will be a good opportunity to sell some players maybe that you have in your team that are tradable just to be safe, especially if they're out-of-pack special cards. Like I'm talking captains, Joga Bonitos, Thunderstrucks, FC Pros, just to be very careful with those. Now, a part of the market that I'm maybe a little more curious about investing in would be Fodder. Fodder is dirt cheap. 10,000 coins for the 88 rated, 6,000 coins for the 87 rated. I know that we have an icon pack that's going to be refreshing on Sunday, and we have a hero player pick, of course, that we looked at yesterday that is going to be coming out most likely on Sunday. It could be today, coming as well. I think 87s, if you want to make a Fodder investment right now, under 6K for 87s, that's dumb cheap. Like that is... Overall, since SBC started dropping, they have only been this cheap one time, and they were 9,000 coins earlier in the week. I know we had the Claudia Pina. I know that we have icons, stuff like that, SBCs that are out. That's too cheap for me. Even if they only go back to 7K before winter wildcards, that's still at 1,000 coins profit per card in a market that might be dropping for the whole rest of the week just because of the panic for Black Friday. Sorry, for winter wildcards. I think that's a pretty safe investment. I want to check Informs really quick because I think this could be a safe investment too if they have gone cheap enough. Ooh, Informs were 14K yesterday. They're still 12 to 13,000 coins. Interesting. I was hoping that they would drop off a bit more. If Informs get back down to under 12K today, like I'm talking getting them on bid for 11,500, I think that could be a good investment heading into the week this week as well. Just more of a safer investment. I'm not saying that I think Fodder is going to go crazy high in price. I just feel like it's a safer place to be than other areas of the market. And I mean, come on. With the Claudia Pina SBC going from 560,000 coins yesterday with how expensive Fodder was. I mean, 88s were what, 14 to 15K? She went from 560K to 420,000 coins. That's a bargain right there. That is a cheap price for the Claudia Pina Player of the Month. She has just gotten even cheaper to complete. So that's pretty crazy, and I think that's what I'd think about the market right now. Still a little worried about what's upcoming, but I think you can invest in some Fodder if you want to, if you're trying to make a few coins still. Also, you can still do some out-of-packs trades. Like, don't get me wrong. These are not out-of-packs cards here, but I might still do a little bit of flipping here and there, but I'm not going to go super crazy with it, especially on this weekend before winter wildcards. Now, let's kind of tune our sights into what is happening today on Saturday, because we do have more cards coming into packs. It was a Champions League week, right? Which means we're going to have star performers, aka man of the matches. And I think EA's actually cooked with 2 of these 3 cards. First of all, that Rios Incisive Plus with those stats, holy card right there. 87 physical, 80 defense, 89 dribbling, 86 pass, 84 shooting, and 85 passing with the Incisive Playstyle Plus. That's crazy. Charles de Kettelera as well with low driven, 89 dribbling, 88 shooting, 87 passing. That's not bad. And Lucy Bronze gets the Technical Plus, but the stats on her card look very good as well. Be very curious to see what other playstyle she has on her card. These will end up being very rare. I don't know if there's any more. Obviously, like Kunde, Madueke, a lot of players people wanted to see. Soboslai scored that penalty, right? People thought he could be deserving of one of these star performers cards. EA chose these 3 so far. I hope there's maybe one more, but honestly, I don't know if there's going to be. But again, remember, you see some of the prices of these cards now. Like, remember Dan Burn? Dan Burn is 500,000 coins. Like, how is this card 500K? Well, he was super rare, only in packs for a short amount of time. Same thing with these cards. They should drop at content today, and they'll be in packs for only 2 days. Then they will go out of packs. Speaking of packs, I think this Legacy Icon Hero pick is going to be in the store today. Again, store. We would be expecting for this one, not in SBCs or objectives. Again, I don't know what the price of it's going to be. I will be skipping it 100%, but that will be there because a lot of people, I think, will be intrigued in that just because it looks crazy, but it's the same hero and icons in every single one of those picks. It's the exact same players in each one. So be on the lookout for that. In the store today, because that could be dropping there. As I mentioned as well, we're expecting the last of the chain evos today, right? We had the dribbling, the physicality, and the passing and defending boosting evos. Today should be shooting, hopefully. So giving shooting +7 up to around 87 or 88, because that's what the other ones were boosting it to. And it gives the enforcer play style, but +7 shooting on a boost on a card that would be max 85 rated. Like, you could chain that with one of the evos, like the center attacking mid evo from yesterday. Like, if I find an 85 rated card on my club, like I had, well, when Yeri wouldn't fit, you'd have to put it on an 84 rated card, right? Because it would give you a +1 overall. But like that Chukwuemeka card that I have inside of here, like, I would absolutely be interested in putting +7 shooting on this, make him 87 shooting, and then he would go to an 85 rated and still fit the evo. So we'd be stuck at 82 pace if I did that. But 87 shooting, 89 passing, and 89 dribbling, that wouldn't be too shabby, would it? That's the sort of situation that you could create with one of these cards today. Or maybe like Igamane goes up to 87, 88 shooting. Then you boost up his passing and his dribbling to like high 80s. You're looking at an 87 pace, 88 shooting, and then 88 passing, 89 dribbling. Like that. That's a pretty sick card there as well. So there is opportunity with some of the center attacking mids and center mids from the Evo yesterday to be chained with one of these as well if they're low enough rated. So just be watching out for that. Hopefully that is a part of today's content on Saturday. Other things to discuss. Yo, if EA would like to drop this SBC, that'd be fan-freaking-tastic as well. The Rare Gold Provisions Pack that was leaked, it's an SBC. We talked about it in yesterday's video. The only reason I mentioned it today is because I feel like in years past, or even in promos past of this last year, still of 2025 calendar year, we had kind of the crafting SBC and objectives dropped on Saturdays. I don't think we're going to get a crafting SBC or objective for this promo, but the fact that this is in the code and FIFA Trading Romania leaked it as an SBC makes me hope that it would be dropping pretty soon. I guess we'll just have to see on that one. So hopefully that'd be a part of today. They actually, going back to the evolutions and the SBCs for a second, last week we had daily player SBCs, right? It technically did not say in game that we were going to get daily evolutions. It just says that we're going to get unbreakable player SBCs, evolutions, rush events, objectives, and much more. It did not say daily evos, but maybe it is going to end up being daily with the ones that they have. The leakers kind of hinted at that earlier. We'll see if that is the case with this as we move throughout it, but that is one thing I wanted to clarify because we were talking about that earlier. And the last thing we could see today is an objective or SBC card. Of course, we've already seen a few of these in game. Zinchenko would be maybe the SBC player today. If I had to guess, it'd be him or Udol. Actually, Udol's card looks pretty solid for an 86 rated item with 86 defending, 87 physical, 84 dribbling, jockey plus, and 80 pace. So not a crazy ton of hype for this promo for sure, but EA definitely dropped the W with those heroes yesterday. The live event that is out, the Evos that are out, it is at least keeping it semi-interesting before we get into winter wildcards. But again, the winter wildcards hype is the #1 thing, which is why I want you guys to be a bit careful on the market with the players that you might have in your team. Again, you can make some quick flips here or there. Like I was thinking about buying Salah for 2 million flat, or like it had to be like 2 mil flat, like pretty close to 2 mil flat. And right now he's like 2.2. So I could have made some money there. I missed out on a flip on this Iñaki Williams. Could have bought him for 330. Missed out. He's 390, 380 right now. But you know what? It's stuff like this that I could see go up and not feel bad about missing a flip or missing a potential profit, because I know that there are prices that will drop even further later on today, and I would rather play the safe game. Now, I will tell you guys one thing. If you do want to grind the market today, getting on bids for fodder would be very good. But also, trading with these cards with chemistry styles. When people want to try out Christian Eriksen, they're going to want to put a hunter on his card. Or if people are wanting to try out Dejan Lovren, who's back in as a promo card right here, I mean, he's only 12,000 coins, right? 12K for this Lovren card, basically minimum value. But what does he sell for with the Shadow? Does he sell? Because Shadows are extinct, by the way, at 5,000 coins in the market. There are no Dejan Lovren Shadow cards on the market. You know, maybe you find one, you snipe it. Somebody lists a Lovren for 12,000 coins of the Shadow. Boom, easy profit for you. Or like Junior Messias with a Hunter. That sort of chemistry style trading on the cards that are 100,000 coins and lower that people want to use, and they want to use them with chem styles in this first couple of days the promo is out, is very, very easy coins. This Imada card, actually, her card with a Hunter might actually be a great trade. She's down to 16K. She was selling at 30K for a while. Yesterday, 40,000 coins. So I think it may have been because her minimum price was stuck at 50K. That could have been part of it, but she's got, of course, the Finesse Plus. So Neuer, 30,000. I don't know if I can chem style trade with a goalkeeper like that, but watch out for the defenders. Watch out for the attackers on the Hunters. Maybe some easy coins there. But that's going to be the video for me today, guys. If you did enjoy, drop a thumbs up on it. Comment down below if you had any questions. And, of course, subscribe if you're new. Once again, tell me who you packed from the Hero Pack. I'd love to hear. And keep sending me your sick Evo chains on PSN messages and on Twitter, because you guys are creating some wild stuff right now through those evolutions, and I do love to see it. Have a great Saturday, guys. I'll see you in a video tomorrow. Have a great day. Peace out.